it was racist, babe.
1 million views, but then right away I was like, oh my gosh.
Me being hungry and Mark actually getting me food.
How did we know that this whole thing was racist? She's probably upset because the watermelon didn't come. Where's the grape soda at? There was a bit of a pattern on who was making these comments.
And I would be like, why me?
The media just took this into just disgusting levels.
Why out of all these people are you asking if I like this food?
We gotta take this down immediately.
We realized that this was not okay.
What the heck was this video and how did we ever think it was okay? This changed the course of history. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hi friends. Hi babe.
Hi baby. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we made a video and we didn't realize it was racist until it blew up. And unfortunately, we had to remove it after it hit 1 million views. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about it, babe?
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, we typically, when we make content, we're just looking for lighthearted stuff with a good laugh. But this one was wild and, you know, reached almost 1 million views. The comments were coming in and we had no choice. But once we realized what was really going on here, we had to take it down. So what the heck was this video and how did we ever think it was okay?
We'll show you the video in a little bit, but for now, how we came about the concept was Mark and I were actually chilling in bed, having our coffee. I think it was a Saturday or something like that. And we were thinking of ideas for our next TikTok video. And all I could think of in that moment was something that happens quite often within our relationship that we can bring forward, which is what we do in a lot of our TikTok videos. This thing was me being hungry and Mark actually getting me food, which happens quite often. And
Yes.
It took us actually some time, you know, to get everything that we needed for this particular video. We had to drive around the city and look into multiple shops to get a particular prompt for this video, right?
Totally, yeah. And I have to say, the ending, it wasn't my idea. Whose idea was it, baby?
Yeah, it was actually my idea. I kind of felt, you know, like that was the best video to do, the next best video to do. So I was like, babe, let's do it. And I had to convince him and eventually we did it. Yeah.
And we just both in the moment, we both laughed at each other like, oh my gosh, it'd be so funny. We just laughed because it was just harmless, right?
Yeah.
We weren't, it was just in the moment and we legit just thought, oh, that'd be such a funny way to end it. So how did we know that this whole thing was racist? Well, there was quite a few reasons. And, you know, it all started once we posted the video, the comments started to come in. And there was some particular comments that there was a pattern and also a pattern of people making these comments. One of the biggest ones were comments regarding watermelons. Where's the watermelon at? You know, she's probably upset because the watermelon didn't come. Where's the grape soda at? All that's missing is the grape soda.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't really think about it too much at first, you know, but then after these particular comments or these keywords started flooding in, you know, it kind of just reminded us of another trend that went on not too long ago with the whole gingers are black on TikTok. If you know, you know. And when we had a video in the past and people were asking, is Mark actually black? You know, we were like a little bit confused. And what we did was Mark and I love like researching things and just trying to understand things a little bit better. So we then researched the whole gingers are black and we realized, you know, it was trending and where the trend was coming from. So we did the same thing with watermelons and grape soda.
Yeah. And the comments were also, there was a bit of a pattern on who was making these comments. You know, you could see just a little bit of their profiles, it was noticeably white folks, larger white folks. If I had to guess, they're probably from the South. Can't confirm that, but if I had a hunch, right?
But you spent some time in the South, so you kind of have an idea,
Yeah, it was a pattern. You could kind of tell there was something going on here. So we needed to get to work. We needed to get our education, get our facts down, start doing some research, put our education hats on, and really figure out like what is all this about. Because if this is something bad, we got to catch it quick, right? So that turned into us learning more about the history of these things. So it all started with us realizing that watermelons and grape soda are not racist foods themselves, but it was the way they were used that was racist.
So the history of watermelons and grape soda.
The history. And honestly, for over a century, so after Emancipation Day, Black people were farming watermelons and selling watermelons, grape soda to survive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is the post-slavery days. But obviously coming from there, they're now on their own and they have to make, a quick buck or two. So they farm watermelons. I mean, yeah. And, obviously they also consume the watermelon, right?
Totally. And instead of honoring that, the media actually mocked it. They made fun of it. And it turned into cartoons and shows that were basically humiliating Black people.
Yeah, it was actually around the whole fact that they were eating watermelon with their hands and also this particular type of cuisine with their hands. And they associated eating foods with your hand as savagery. So that was a lot of the cartoons that they were depicting, right? Making Black people look like savages.
And lazy as well, right? The no cutlery, greedy, lazy. So it was just a horrible, the media just took this into just disgusting levels, right? The irony here is that the food was actually really good. Who doesn't like watermelon? We had one the other day. Organic watermelon juice is so healthy for you.
Yeah.
And this turned into this southern phenomenon. The southern food broke out, right?
Yeah.
And the irony here is that white people embraced southern food. You have chains like KFC that are hugely popular. Colonel Sanders is a white guy as the logo. And, this changed the course of history. Yeah. So we discovered, the actual roots here and realized that this is actually reflecting on a really damaging, horrible cultural past for Black people.
Yeah. And I feel like the way that, these people were commenting on it kind of brought it to a more negative light than positive. I think if we had more positive comments on our video, maybe things would be a little bit different. But because that was the demographic that we were attracting by that video, we realized that this was not okay.
100%. It echoed really just a horrible past. And we realized, look, this is not a joke anymore. We got to do something about this. We got to take this down immediately. And I know you even said to me when we were discussing all this, if someone had actually, like, let's strip everything away. If someone offered you this, how would you feel?
Yeah, I asked you if someone like in one of our social groups and, if there was a white male that had come up to me and offered me this particular food that you guys will see, or that's in this video actually, how would I feel? And I would be like, why me? Why out of all these people are you asking if I like this food or offering me this food? So it was racist, babe.
It was racist.
Yeah.
It was racist. So we acted, we took it down, but are you ready?
Yeah, I mean,
do a little play-by-play?
Let's do a play-by-play.
Yeah. So I have this open. Let me know when I should press play. Should we do a countdown?
Yeah, let's do a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
The moment your white boyfriend finds out he offended you.
Even says that I found out I offended you, which is terrible on its own. I should know.
We were so excited to make this video.
Amongst all the other stuff, look at the crisp shots, the scripting. Like, we were so pumped up for this, you guys. There it is. And we are going to pause this right here.
Yeah.
And there it is, right before she pulls it out, because we're not going to show you guys. What was it, babe?
It was fried chicken.
Fried chicken. What started as just us waking up for coffee, finding something maybe funny that I could bring you because you're hungry.
Yeah, relatable. Yeah.
turned into to be just, let's think about this, and this is not cool. This is racist, and sometimes you have to realize the stuff goes very, very deep. Some people had some funny comments about, I thought it was Plan B, or I thought I was ready for a wig to be in there. It's because we do a lot of videos on wigs and that stuff, but that was not it.
And I know that it was quite challenging to remove a video that had received 1 million views in such a short period of time. But you really have to ask yourself, if you position yourself in the entertainment industry, like what type of person do you want to be seen as? And also, what type of person are you? Who do you want to represent? Us being an interracial relationship, one day we're going to have kids that are mixed race that represents both sides. And what do we want them to see? And how do they want us to see us? And how do we want to see each other when we, look in the mirror?
100%, babe. That's such a great way to put it. I know in the moment I was like, when we were talking about this, I was like, but it almost has 1 million views. And we're just, we're a new channel. So 1 million views. But then right away I was like, oh my gosh, forget the views, forget anything. This was wrong. We can't put this kind of content out. And we have to realize we've made a mistake, and we have to own up to it. And, we're sharing that story with you guys now. And I think the moral of the story here is that, education on racism really knows no bounds. There is so much to learn, and it goes so, so deep that you really have to, teach yourself about Black history and be very cautious with, the stuff that you put out, or even just the conversations that you have, how you act in certain situations. Because it's, the stuff is, a lot of it's subconscious, and it really hits very deep, and none of us are perfect in our understanding. We know that we're obviously continuing to learn and educate, and it's so important, like Afani said, being in an interracial relationship, that you need to just be on the forefront of that history and know that, because you're impacting, your future family, your future kids, other people that might watch it, and, you got to be better. So.
Yeah. And just to end it off, I know that back in the days, I don't know if they still say this, they say that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Well, there is. There is. But thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to sharing, our next podcast with you guys, talking a little bit more on the real topics and
the fun ones.
The fun ones also. And hopefully we won't make a mistake like that again. But if we do, please trust us that we will do the right thing. But leave us a comment in the comment section. Watching that video, how does that make you feel? Should we have kept it up? Should we have, were we right for taking it down? We want to hear what you guys think. But
100%. We're all human, I think the important thing is to learn and just continue to improve, get better. We're on a journey here that's going to be a long journey. So, things are going to happen, and we're here to talk about it. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys today. And like Afani said, let us know what you think. And look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. We have so many amazing stories. We're just getting going. So, love you, babe.
Yeah, love you too, baby.
Love you guys. See you in the next one.